Hello there, I am Anthony Jeffrey, and this is the final sprint review for Team Burnwood, the Gamma game. Change list for the build is 965459. So I'm just going to hop to the hub level and go straight to my original Grapple City. There's been a lot of changes to my level, and I also made another level that comes right after this, so I'm just going to go through both and just talk about all the changes I made as I play, just make it easier for you, and hopefully that's fine. So the first change I did with the grappling hooks is when it is fully filled, it'll make a sound for the player, and it'll light green. And the good thing about the lighting the green is that even if it's not on the screen of the player, it'll still be green, so they can kind of get that light and know where the grappling points are. You can see it better like this. The sound will always be on active, so the player will know when they can grapple. So the AI pathing changes I made, this is some of the first. There used to be an AI that was always just up here. Now he kind of pass up and down the stairs. So you have like some time to like make a plan or like think about it. And this AI used to come upstairs, and now he only passed down there. Let me get across. This AI I did not change any badly to. And then I added an AI to this room to kind of snowball off the other one. Just have two of its two, makes it a little bit harder to play. Okay, as you can see, there was lots of texture changes on my level and some of the buildings. Futuristic feel, that cyberpunk look we wanted. I changed this objective to tell the player to scan the building, so they use the scan and they can see that the passcode is on the bottom. Go through there. Another AI, I added an AI that will patter on the building too. He's actually right there. Gotta be careful with him now. I did not change the A's AI. I felt that this was already. I made them up. I made them walk up a little bit further, so it's a little bit easier. You have a little more time. Before I didn't.
Access granted.
This was a big change in the end of my level now, coming up. So now the player gets here, and before they would grapple all the way up. Now that they find that there's an elevator here, and it's passcode locked, so they have to actually go to the other side of the level to get the passcode and come back. The player just kind of went left and went all the way up. Now that forces the player to actually use both sides of the level, and there's much more AI on this side, so you have to be really careful, because even I am.
Deactivate.
And then after that, I will talk about the multitude of keypad changes I have and who I need to have here. I already tell. It's gonna get saucy. Okay. So, the first change on the keypad was the press to close button. I wanted it to be press escape, but since this is in a UI only mode, it's just a button. The player presses it and it closes the widget. The next change to the keypad is I integrated the art that the artist gave us, and all the functionality still works the same. Also, I teach the player how to use it now. When you cursor over it, it'll tell you to press the button to input the code. So now the player inputs the code.
Access granted.
That's also another change. When the player enters the correct code, it says access granted instead of that little beep. And I should have showed this, but when they put in the wrong code, it'll say access denied and not open the door. So now this elevator comes up here. Now this is still similar. You come over here, jump off. I made lots of changes to pathing in this building because the AI really were clumping up, and this first floor had like a bunch of AI on it. Now it only has one, so you're not like going into a really dangerous area, even though it's kind of supposed to be dangerous. But
Deactivating.
break this and get out of here. So those are all the changes to this level and some of the mechanics I made. This is and I changed the end to tell the player to hop the fence, so then thematically it loads you into this next level, and you're right there, and you hop the fence actually to get to this next part to connect to the embassy. So I'm just gonna play through the level as I go through. It tells the player. I want the player to more sneak around in this level, so they use kind of the bushes to kind of scout and see where the AI are pathing, and then use that as their way of being careful. Let me get this. I have to take this guy out. Okay.
Deactivating.
Try and get over here now. So we're kind of good with good AI pathing to kind of head over here. Now this is the last guard. So since he's by himself, figured taking him out is a lot easier than trying to fight a bunch of guards blocking the way.
Deactivating.
To these, we grapple up to this hill, because the story at least is that this is like a shortcut to the embassy that we have to go to. The player comes up here. I'm gonna show you this. Comes up here, they notice that little light in the distance. So the objective kind of points them in that way too, and kind of leading lines them over here. They come here and they see that these robots are playing a song. They're doing something. So we come up here to get a better look. It's definitely toxic. It smells awful up here, and we need to put a stop to these robots. Let's keep moving. Grapple up ahead, and it's telling me that the embassy is actually up ahead. And there's some guards blocking the entrance. So there's that bush there. So I'm gonna try and invisibility past this guy so I can get a quick takedown on him.
Deactivating.
Let me get in this bush before this guy pads. I'm just gonna kill this guy for good measure too. So then now the player gets here and tells them to get to the exit, or it tells them to slide off the hill. And this hill at the end, you see Xavier's embassy, and then the player will come down here and start sliding off the hill. And while they're kind of running into the city, loads you into Xavier's. So that is all of the changes I've made in this sprint. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.
Hello, my name is Xavier Jefferson. This is my sprint review. For the sprint review, most of my tasks are mostly level based, but level I'm going to now is the NBC, and I'm first going to start with the singular, I guess, things, the non-major things that weren't a part of my level, such as the invisibility. Well, let me start. I'm gonna first show off what I did for the invisibility. So I wanted to add player feedback to it. So now the invisibility plays an animation, and then it'll change its material look opaque, or change the opacity to make it look, the character look clear and see through. And I added a particle effect to it. And now when the player when the ability is about to deplete and be over with, the invisibility will flash on and off to indicate to the player that it will be over. So here it is. It's boom activated, particles run, and then it flashes when it's about to be activated, and then the deactivation place also plays after when it's fully deactivated. Also, to show some of my level design, I try my best at getting the perfect lighting and stuff, and adding in the right background for everything. Added in the city and stuff. Also wanted this level to have a little bit more of a story to it. So I kind of set it up to where like the robots are like taking over this building and making it their own. Um, yeah, pretty much this whole video is just gonna be played through to show off what I did with the level to show that off, and then once I get to the security camera in the elevator, then I'll show off what I did for that as well. But yeah, and for the level 2, I also changed it up to where the level utilizes most of the play area instead of just having the player stick to like one side of the whole area. So for the lobby, I have objective sites where the player has to move basically around this whole entire. Well, basically the player could utilize the whole area instead of just one part of it, or just rush straight to one section.
Deactivating.
Shoot.
Access granted.
Deactivating.
Access granted.
So for the camera, I was trying to find or get a typing animation, but I wasn't able to get one. So it just plays a sound when the player enters the camera, and then all this other stuff like the name and the other stuff on the camera was already here before this one started. So, and then the last thing I added for this was like a sound effect for when the player exits it, which is like a powering off the computer sound. And that's what I did for the cameras. And the last other task that I had, besides dealing with my level, was the elevator, which was just a simple SFX. And when the elevator reaches a certain point, or when the elevator reaches the B point that it's supposed to head towards,
Deactivating.
so player steps on, they go up, and then sound effect, please. Even though the tutorial and there's another level before mine's, I still wanted to give the player a chance to learn the mechanics we have, so they can still practice it a bit. So I still introduce the mechanics, some of the mechanics here and there throughout the level to get the player used to using them. So like this section is mainly like the player can choose to either sneak or killer or just mass and just kill all the robots here. So the coins are mainly used to be like they can use it as a distraction to either just make them look a different direction and run past, or they could just toss it like this and then wait for the right opportunity and just kill them themselves. So these next two sections, I wanted it to be kind of like the area where the player can utilize all the skills and stuff from the tutorial and what they learned from the other levels to just master what has been taught to them. So, oh yeah, and then this roof also incorporates the dumpsters in here as well. So I try to make this roof section less of a maze, so the player doesn't look like they're just scrambling around and looking for the right path. So I made it more simple of a path for the player to walk around instead of being a weird and crazy maze. And here is the roof view of this part. I added the landscape from the city escapes level to this to make sure the player knows that this city was right after uh, right after was right before this. So yeah.
Deactivate.
Yeah, and for this roof also, originally it didn't have like areas like these where because I added an extra wall like this so the player does have a chance to just have an area to hide. And like I said before, the player can hide in the dumpsters as well. So now we will head to the door.
Deactivate.
Oh yeah, for my ambient sounds, I think it can barely be heard, but if you listen closely, I added like a wind sound to let the player know they're just get a feeling that they're outside at night in the city, and then this water section has a little water running sound as well. But but if you get to listen real closely to actually hear it a little bit.
Access granted.
So now we're coming to the penthouse, and this is where I feel the player will utilize what they've learned throughout the few couple levels to to their advantage to get finish the level I made. here it is, the ending of my level. And then once the player heads down here, it transitions to Thomas's embassy escape level.
Hello, my name is Thomas. I will be reviewing my milestone 1. I will be using revision number 965459. Let me move on. To my level. So first off, I added a few things to enhance vision. I added an activation sound and a deactivation sound. The deactivation sound was just the activation sound in reverse, which you can kind of hear in the background there. Next, I added a more metallic material to the foliage and revamped the current green one, which you can see through the fence there. Metallic would be the white, like a silvery white, and then instead of like a dark green, we did a light green. I went through all of the different foliage types and replaced their materials with the one that they needed instead of the old one. I had let me do this real quick. I had deleted all of my foliage and replaced it in a different pattern with the new materials. So now it has the new materials and it's in a better layout that plays better. I had gone through and I was going to replace the foliage in other levels on my other teammates' levels, but they decided they wanted to just get rid of foliage, so I went through and got rid of all of their foliage for them. Next would be destructible meshes, which I went through and I can't show it in the build, but I would be able to show it in the editor. But I changed the damage numbers that different destructible meshes required. In my level, I have a few. This one to get to would be this one. I made more destructible meshes. I have a couple right there, but I made more of the current assets into destructible meshes since at the moment before this we only had windows and like glass windows. And then I replaced the current assets with their destructible versions, like this statue should be running to it would break. I also made all of them break in different patterns from each other. My brain cannot think of what the next destructible meshes. So yeah, they'll break in different patterns. Next would be level changes. I went around and fixed places that you could glitch out of the map. Like there's a way that you could go under this truck and it would push you under the map. Or you could also here go through this gap right here, and you're not supposed to be in this like corner of the map. What else was there? Replace the old assets with new ones. That was pretty much replacing the assets that the artist made, replacing our old ones with her new the new ones that she made, which would be stuff like the enemies, and then back there in my crosshair is the computer, and obviously the player model, a couple other things. Make sure I didn't have any block mesh anywhere, replaced it with actual assets, and fixed AI pathing. These ones in the middle, some of them weren't pathing correctly. There's a guy back here that wasn't pathing at all that he is now. It's this one actually. He was supposed to do a loop, and he wasn't pathing at all. And then fix overlapping assets. That was mainly for these two buildings right here were overlapping. And then I had a bush back. Which one is it? I think it was this one. No, there's a bush with a tree. It's this one. This was overlapping into this house, which is now not doing. I'll go down here. There, but it's no longer overlapping into the building. And that is all. So thank you. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Lawrence Rucker, and this is going to be change list number 965459. Alright, we're going to the hub level, but you're using the hub level to get to my level. But let's start with this then. Where is your... Okay, here we go. We're going to be going over my issues. So the first one is to adjust the prison objective system. Lights that turn red when detected. Adjust camera and hide objects. Use of lighting to lead the player. IPM polish. Give areas their own mood. And here we go. The objective system. Objectives can be completed without breaking the game. Each objective keeps the player on track. When all objectives completed, the game will end. If objectives not completed, the game cannot be completed. This one's just basically lights will turn red when you're detected by the AI. And then they go back to normal when you're not detected. Adjusting the camera, just a better, more useful view when you're hiding the objects. Solution criteria. Talked about one of my issues is giving areas their own mood. Each area should have its own design and colors. IPM polish. It's polishing up the IPM inside of my level. And then we're talking about the use of lighting to help with objectives. All right, let's get right into it. So with the objective system, it's kind of valved off, so you can't really mess anything up. I haven't been able to get out this level, so. This one first. This is the hide feature, and I wanted one of the better views. I actually changed out the asset to the actual dumpster asset that we have, and it works perfectly fine, and you have a pretty good view here. So looks you know, useful. You can see good. You can see that it's a dumpster. You know, you're down on your luck, and now you're in a dump, and you're still hidden. So there is that out of the way. The objective system seemed fine. Player gets an idea of what to do. They don't really have anywhere they can go around, like the first instinct, hopefully. And once you get up here, you can kind of see that you go here. I use lighting a lot in here, not just like the actual lights, but like to lead the player. Well, to let the player know what they need to be doing, or not doing, but what area that they're in, so they have like a little more information to work with. And again, these coins, I found a really good way to kind of like just lead the player around with these coins, let them know they're on the right path. Because you're going to collect them. I mean, they're bright and shiny. Everyone wants them. But, these things are just letting you know you're doing your job. So with the lighting I have in it, you'll kind of see that the lights are everywhere. That's of value. And they kind of like, throughout the level, they lead the player to where they want to go. This is a really interesting one though. So I found a really good use for the camera system. So given information in the top left corner, I can kind of give the player an idea. See, the player just saw the walls. They know that they're on this level. Now they know that they're on floor 3. You know, look at this. Now you're on floor 2. And it's a different scenery. Now the thing about this is I wanted the camera system to give off information. So I can't control where it goes just yet, but see, boom. Look at that, you see the key card. That's what you gotta pick up, that's your objective. You saw that throughout the camera system. Now, keep going, we're like, oh, this is sales green. Also with a green door. Use some colors. So you see this and you know, you're like, oh, okay. Move over again, it's like, oh, look at that. And it's in sales green, it's on 4-3. I gotta get there, I gotta get to that key card. I played it in order of where I want the player to go, if they pay attention. See, now we see sales blue. And we get a view of really important information we want to know as the player. So look at that, sales blue, office floor 3, back room. Look at that, there's another key card. Oh, what's that? We get a look at the warden's office. There goes my main objective right there. And then go back to floor 3. Now the player has a ton of information they need to know. So they know this isn't the floor they're supposed to be on. That's right. You like that coin. Oh. No, go back to the coin. Yeah, let's get out of here. And just here's our key card that we always want. Lock the door. So we have a green key card. Again, use the colors. We have a green key card that goes to a green door, which you know is going to take us to the next spot, which is green cells. So we know we need to get to the third floor on that. Again, we got to use visibility down here. One of these guys get down here. Oh. Didn't seem interested.
Access granted.
Alright. Again, the lights are everywhere that you essentially need to go, and it's pretty valved off. See, I'm trying to get these guys down here. Keep them busy.
Deactivating.
So we already know we gotta get to the 3rd floor. No. That's right. You don't like doors. Anyways, that. Alright, so does it look like there's a lot of other places to go, but the way we came. Don't do it.
Deactivating.
Alright. So another computer. Just think of like having the cameras listed in a different order of importance. At least that I think the player should know, but I feel like leaving them where they were last viewing it, it would be like, oh, okay, like, alright, I was just there. So he's looking around and, you know, blue. Okay. They get that key card. Little safe place for the player too. I threw in a little side escape thing. Just like, you know, if you don't want to go that way, just, you know. Just cooler, you know. You see blues over there. But yeah, by the way, you should only be able to do that going up. So, alright, if we look at the color here, this is the right floor that we got that key card from, so we want to go back the way we came. This floor. Turn this front. That's this guy.
Deactivating.
There we go.
Access granted.
Now, I kind of want my cooldown back right now. Just in case I get out of jail free card. Down 1 point, I need this coin. So I had a different idea with working through my level instead of like assassinating. I mean, everyone can play it different and still gets it in, but I decided to strip the player away from their katana, put it later in the level, making them have to rethink. Alright. You know, I'm being so stealthy, I haven't shown you guys actually. Here, I'll show you this, the red light. Just being too stealthy. Any one of you guys. There you go. It's light. We're getting chased down. We already know we have to get to the 3rd floor. This is not going good. Alright, if you didn't see that, the light turned white again. Alright. I actually changed the view on this already, but I don't think it went through. against a roam blocker, but here he uses invisibility again.
Deactivating.
Alright. We're fine. So, with the IPM polish, since I happen to be basically the last level, all the mechanics are learned and they're utilized throughout the level. Being if you choose to use them. I'll typically assassinate, just sneak around. And we got the code.
Access granted.
But all the mechanics can be used depending on how the player wants to play this level. But everything is here. Try to distract them.
Deactivating.
Get a good look at our final boss here. Didn't need to do that.
Deactivating.
Alright. So if you follow the objective system the entire game, it gets you out here to the exit. So if you complete the entire objective system, you can now exit the level from where you started. And so the objective system works. Go back over this again. Use of lighting. I had lighting throughout the level. Any areas where there is no lighting, they're kind of rooms that don't really have interest, and the rooms that do have interest have important details in it. So I think I nailed the lighting on that one. The IPM polish, like I was saying earlier, was a bit yeah, it's because that was the last level, so mechanics were kind of there, but yep. All right then.